Everyone, as promised in my daily video, I was going to do a series of live streams this morning on various topics. This is topic number 2, and this is: what does my 5-point plan look like for opening the economy? I think all of us, would welcome a return to normalcy. We would welcome going to our favorite restaurants and events and all of that. Until a vaccine or some other kind of cure is available for us, it is going to be a slow slog. But that doesn't mean that we can't go from full lockdown, stay at home, to somewhat of a functioning economy, at least at the local level. So I've thought about this. In fairness, I heard Jim Cramer when he was talking to Steve Muchin, whatever his name is, kind of talk about, hey, let's get the average folks out there brainstorming how to do this. And I thought, why not? So I spent some time thinking about it, trying to understand the uniqueness of the American economy. We're not a government-based state like China, so we can't just demand people stay home. So I created a 5-point plan. I'm going to share it with you in these steps. They all have to work together, but they can be managed separately. It will rely on folks working together, but let me know what you think. So step number 1, and we've learned this from Italy and Spain, is we need to separate the folks that are at risk from the carriers, right? Simply said, 20 to 30-year-olds, right? People under 30 are more often than not carriers and asymptomatic. But what they do is they bring that home to their immune compromised mom, dad, grandma, whatever. And that's something that has really, really hurt Italy. And it's something we should learn from. So when I think about this, I go, okay, we've got to somehow protect the folks that are most at risk. Good morning. So in order to protect the ones that are most at risk, why don't we take advantage of all the vacant hotels? I think if we made it voluntary, because in America you don't bust open doors and take people outside at gunpoint, that doesn't happen. But we make it voluntary. Say, hey, if you are over 60, if you are immune compromised because you are fighting cancer, or you're pregnant, or whatever those things are that the doctors talk about, we would like to put you up in a hotel on the federal government's dime for the next 45 days. Right? Again, if you'd like, you can bring one loved one with you, because again, we don't want them to feel isolated. If you want to bring a loved one with you, you can. But again, you're going to stay in your hotel room for 30 to 45 days. You're not going to pay anything, but you are going to be uncomfortable, right? Because sitting in a 900 square foot or 400 square foot hotel room is not going to be enjoyable. And we will make this voluntary, because again, in the US, we don't, it's on you. If you want to stay home and you're immune compromised and you get sick, that's on you, right? These are choices. If you're willing to pay the sacrifice, you can make your own choice. But I think what we do here is we really take out a majority of the most folks at risk. And oh, by the way, we can help the hotels survive, because again, the hotels are crushed today. So again, everybody could win for this. Again, 100% voluntary, no cost to the person staying there. The government foots that bill. So that's number 1. But that's going to help remove inadvertent infections. We're going to help remove the most at risk. We're going to take people off ventilators, because they'll never go there. They will be in a hotel room. They'll get room service or however they want to do it, and it'll be better than it is today. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, I think we need to control movement. I would shut all airplanes down except for folks moving cargo in medicine and other things. But let's create a limit. Let's make it local. We don't want to have hot spots and make more hot spots. So my first thought is, let's limit car travel to 20 or 30 miles. And again, that won't work for small cities, so there's exceptions. But let's just pick a number. And let's say, again, for the next 30 to 45 days, you can't travel more than 30 miles from home. You know, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to the restaurants, you can go these areas, assuming you're not sick. But um, let's not let somebody from San Francisco or New York go to Dallas, Texas, at least for the short term. That is something that I would like to see done. And again, that allows hot spots to stay kind of where they are, and areas without infections will be okay because they're not going to import infections. Number three is we need to test. We need to dramatically ramp testing. We need to, ideally an at-home test would be awesome. Otherwise, do drive-through testing. Maybe it's every third day because, again, you can't theoretically have 160 million people tested every day. Maybe it's like the gas lines and rationing that was popular in the 70s. It's, do the letter of the license plate or whatever it is. But we should be able to set up testing. We should also, if the antibody test works and you are immune, maybe you wear a special pen or something so people aren't nervous. I don't know. But we have to dramatically increase testing. It's the only way we can get in front of this and we can isolate folks that are asymptomatic. Because that's the big risk. If somebody asymptomatic becomes a super spreader and a lot of people get sick. Number four is I still think we need to limit gatherings. I don't know what that number is. Is it 50? Is it 100? It needs to be a number where schools can go back. Again, younger folks need to go back. We need to get back a sense of normalcy for everyone. Kids aren't happy at home. Parents aren't happy. We need to get schools going again. We need to get them back in September when schools can reopen. And then lastly, number five is if you're sick, stay home. Right? Don't put others at risk. I've read ridiculous articles about people that were sick. One went to the hospital to see his wife give birth. Another one took his kid to a dance. I mean, come on, stop being stupid. So in the essence, that's my 5-step plan. I think one is, maybe. For the short term, we need to get the most at risk somewhere safe, and it's not at home, because Italy proved that was not a great choice. I do think you need to control population, at least for a short time, keep everything local. Also, by keeping everything local, the economy can start spinning up. Restaurants and convenience stores and things can start moving around. Again, not a great idea, doesn't feel good, I'm sure, but something I'd recommend. Testing has to ramp, no question, both for antibodies to say that you've had it and you're past it, but also that you don't have it, so everybody feels better. You do need to limit gatherings. And then again, if you're sick, stay home. So in the end, those are what I think. I think all 5 of these need to happen at the same time. I do not see these as, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order. They need to all be managed and work. I agree. Each of these need to happen in order to do this. So testing is certainly one of the most interesting. I do think it's interesting. I've got a couple of, I don't know what you call these, comments or thought bubbles that people think this is a hoax. Having somebody directly connected to me die from this, I can tell you it's not a hoax. So take that for what it's worth. It is killing people and killing people that, I know. So it does happen. All right, everybody, that's my 5-point plan. We are going to talk about my 3rd live stream next, which is the frozen housing markets rely on bargains and desperations. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Bye.